Okay, so today we are going to be working on something that I believe you will get really quickly. Sorry, my thing's shaking. There we go. You're going to get it really, really quickly. It's pretty easy. It's the stuff that you've done before. So again, it's 2 words, too easy. That's right. So what we're going to be doing is making numbers that are bigger than 10, but are smaller than 20, and we're going to use 10 frames to do it, and we're going to compare those numbers to the number 10. Okay, so here's what I mean by all that. Let's make a number that's bigger than 10. I'll just choose 12. Okay, so if I were to make 12, I already have a 10 frame that's full, so there's 10 there, and I'm going to put dot 11 and dot 12, and I'm going to say that the number 12 is 10 and 2. Because I have 10 up here, I have 2 down here, and that makes 12 altogether. That's how you show 12 on 10 frames. And I could do that with any number that's bigger than 10. And I'll show you what I mean. So I could do the number 14. Okay? 14 is 10 and 4. So I still have my full 10 up here, and I just need to put in 2 more dots right there, and it makes 14. All right, so those are our 2 examples. Let's do number 1 and number 2 on the front. Okay, number 1, we'll do 13. Okay, so number 1 on the front, 13 is 10, and how many more? That's right, 3. So I got to make 3 more dots. So 13 is 10 and 3. Okay? That's number 1. Let's do number 2. We'll do 11. 11 is 10 and how many more? That's right, just 1. So we just have to put 1 dot in here. Okay? So I want you to take your paper, turn to the middle, and you'll see you're just going to make what we just did on the board. You're going to make that for each number. Okay? So they've written the numbers in words. This is the word form. If you need help with that word, go up here and you can find, they've given you a code up here. So they've given you the numerical number, and they've also given you the word form. Okay? So I'd like for you to pause the video and complete the entire middle. Okay? So that's 1 through 10. Start here and go all the way to 10 on this side. And then when you get finished with that, do number 11 and number 12. Okay? So now pause the video, take a second, and do this inside part. Okay? Welcome back. Let's look at the back, okay? The problem on the back, number 13, says that Jill has 14 buttons, and she has 2 boxes. She puts 10 of the buttons in one box. How many buttons will she have in the other box, okay? So draw the counters to solve in Jill's boxes here. So fill up one box, put the remaining buttons in this box, and so the question was, how many buttons will she have in the other box? You'll put that answer right here, and then you'll make a sentence just like you did on the inside. Remember, she has 14, so 14 is 10 and how many more? Okay? Pause the video, do number 13. Welcome back. Let's look at number 14. It says that Mika's pencil case can hold 16 erasers. There are 10 erasers in it now. How many more pencils can she fit inside the eraser box? Okay, and you're just going to color in the number that matches the answer to your question. How many more can she put in? She needs, it'll hold 16. She already has 10. How many more? Okay, pause the video and do number 14. Welcome back. You will notice that you have another sheet underneath the one that you just completed. And it looks like this guy, okay? So, for this one, what we're going to be working on is figuring out how many is one more or two more than one of our numbers that we're looking at, okay? We're also going to be working on how many is one more and one fewer as well, okay? So essentially what that means is if we were working with the number 11, okay, and we have 11 right here already on the board, isn't that convenient? We have 11 on the board. And if I asked you, what is one more than 11? A lot of you would already know in your head that it's 12, so 11, and then one more would be 12. And again, we're still thinking about the number 11. And then if I said, what's two more than 11? That's right. You'd put just another dot, because this was 11. This dot made 11, and then we had two more, and it made 13. Okay? So use that for number 1 on the front. And then now let's do number 2. We're going to use a little bit bigger number. We're going to use the number 16. So I'm going to make my 16 right there. And how many is one more than 16? So I would put one more dot, and that would make 17. That's right. And then if I wanted to know how many is two more, it would be 18, because I would have 18 dots altogether. Now, what they really asked us, though, in number 2 was how many was fewer. Okay? So, we're going to erase this part, and we're going to put 16 dots back here. And remember, what does fewer mean? Smaller. That's right. Fewer means smaller. Fewer means smaller. So now we're going to figure out, if we have 16 here, and we wanted to know how many fewer, one fewer, I just cross this one off. Okay? And one fewer than 16, that's right, it goes back to 15. And then to know how many is two fewer, I'm going to cross just one more off, because I've already got one crossed. So this was 16, and two fewer than 16, I've crossed off one, I've crossed off two, and so then I've got 10 and 4, and we know that 10 and 4 makes 14. That's right. Okay? So, that's for number 2. I would like for you to go ahead and open your paper to the middle, and let's take a look there. Okay? So, as you can see, it's kind of similar to the first one, that they've given you basically every number. Basically every number. Right? And you are going to be checking, you're going to be doing two more and two fewer, or one more and one fewer than each of those numbers. So just make sure that you're reading whether it's two more and two fewer, or one more and one fewer, okay? Because you have to make sure that you're doing the correct one, all right? You're putting in the correct number. So I'd like for you to pause the video and do the inside portion. Don't forget about numbers 9 and 10 down here. Don't forget about numbers 9 and 10. Pause the video. Do the inside portion now, please. Welcome back. Now, let's look at number 11 on the back. Number 11 on the back says that Rosie has 14 grapes. Stephen has 2 more grapes than Rosie. How many grapes does Stephen have? Draw a picture to solve it and write the number. So, you could draw Rosie's grapes here, Stephen's grapes there. He has, how many grapes does Mr. Stephen have? He has 2 more than Rosie. She has 14. Pause video, do number 11. Welcome back. Let's look at number 12. Number 12 says that David has 15 strawberries. He loses one of them. How many strawberries does David have now? Color in the circle underneath the correct answer. I would like for you to pause the video now and do number 12. Very good. So, once you're finished with both of those, thumb up. and I will come and help you get on Prodigy unless you can do it on your own. If you can do it on your own, just go ahead and get on Prodigy. But just make sure that you're finished with both of them. Thumb up, and I'll come around and get your papers, okay? Nice work.